They've lost Jon Stewart. And as Stewart goes, so goes an incredibly small, yet for some reason demographically valuable segment of our population.
Satirist Jon Stewart enters the no-spin zone.
God, you got like Ali's reach. You see the arms on
Oh, you had no idea. What does he really think about President Obama and Fox News?
This is gonna be awesome.
Personal story segment tonight. It seems like just yesterday, but it was 2004 when Comedy Central guy Jon Stewart last entered the no-spin zone. Well, this afternoon, Mr. Stewart somehow got lost in Midtown Manhattan and wound up here. You know what I've noticed when I do your program? I go over and the audience, they love President Obama, your audience, the guys who sit in the little bleachers.
That's right.
For them, it's like going to Lourdes. To go to your show because they know they're going to get...
Many have been healed.
Right.
Yes,
they know they're going to get Obama, and it's going to be... So it's perceived that you are a big fan of the president.
All right.
How's President Obama doing so far?
You know, I'm torn. For me, I feel like I can't tell if he's a Jedi master playing chess on a 3-level board way ahead of us, or if this is kicking his ass. So
you really don't know?
For one thing, those types of broad... analysis, you know, how's he doing? It doesn't lend itself to a very easy answer. I think there are certain areas that he seems to have made progress or stabilized certain areas. I'm appreciative of the fact that he has tried to re-engage the regulatory mechanism of the government.
Wow, the regulatory
mechanism.
That's way over my head.
The mechanism.
What is that?
And you're 6'5".
Yeah, and I had no idea what you just
that's
said.
like I was throwing to Marcus Colston. I mean, that was like jumping out there.
So what is
the idea that we would have people there checking if there was lead in our toys.
Okay, so protecting the folks using the federal government's power. He's made strides in doing that. You know, that's a pretty smart analysis. You know, a lot of people don't think you're smart.
Thank you very much. Wow.
Did you writers come up with that, or did you?
No, they're in my pocket.
All right, so you think that he's doing okay in some areas.
Certain jobs.
And not okay in others. Give me a not okay.
I think he has decided that Congress is an equal branch of government. Huge mistake. You can't just walk in there as the next guy and say, let's go back to
power sharing.
3 equal branches.
No good.
No.
Right.
You got to go in there, my friends. You want to pass a law I don't like? Signing statement. Here's how we're going to do health care. Boom, boom, boom. You don't like it? You get in line.
So he's been too much of a team player.
It allows too much room for different narratives to take hold. For instance, a narrative that might emanate from, you know,
the no-spin zone. From here.
From a news organization.
You know, that's actually another astute point, and you've shocked me twice now with the regulatory thing.
Did you notice I used the word ilk?
I did, but I ignored it.
Right.
But anyway, so you say that President Obama, instead of driving home a few pieces of legislation so that everybody can understand what he's doing,
that's right. Using the bully pulpit
gathers too many people under the tent, and there's too much discussion, thereby leading to too much sniping, and you don't get anything done.
If you allow too much nitpicking on the edges of legislation, it will be necessarily turned into a type of lobbyist gruel.
Lobbyist gruel?
Lobbyist gruel. Right. That's the porridge that the lobbyists would eat.
Excellent.
Without making a strong case to the public, you have no leverage because the real power takes place.
Let me distill this so either I can understand it.
Can we get the table? Can we get the table, what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing here?
Yeah, I see it.
That's what's going on here.
Okay. It's very impressive.
Now I'm a spider.
You want some crayons? We can do that.
Good.
What about these evil Republicans blocking everything he does? They don't, you know, those Republicans, they don't want anything.
Right.
They want nothing. Why do we put up with these people?
Well, I would think you put up with them because this allows you to consolidate your power.
My power, personally, you mean?
And the Fox organization, which is...
You think it's just Republicans?
Yeah, no, the shadow government. You know how all this works, right?
No, I really don't. But
let me get a chalkboard.
Don't get into Fox
News. Can I get a chalkboard?
Yeah, but do you believe that the Republicans are blocking this just because they want to embarrass Obama and get him out of there?
I don't know what their motivation is, but it seems pretty clear that they would prefer not to do anything unless it's the thing they would like to do.
But the president won't give the GOP anything. He's nothing in there.
I disagree with that.
What did they get? What did the president give them?
Well, when he had, I don't know if you saw, there was a press conference that he did with the Republicans.
Yes, I saw.
And he was talking about tax credits.
Tax credits are business.
And then he was talking about tort reform, and he said, look, I would like to put tort reform on the table, but even the CBO says it's only about $5 billion a year, maybe not 2 percentage points off of what medical costs are, but I'm happy to talk about it.
Why? So, just put it in. Just as you said, he's talking about it too much. Just put it in.
he hasn't put anything in.
That's
what
why
I'm
the
saying.
Republicans don't like it. They say, give us something.
That's not why the Republicans don't like it. He has given them many different angles. For instance, even in the stimulus plan, a full third of that was tax cuts, which you would think, it was like at the State of the Union when he said, and we cut taxes for 95% of middle-class Americans. And everybody clapped, and the Republicans just sat there like this. Tax cuts, that sounds vaguely familiar.
Washington Post, Howard Kurtz, says that
Yeah.
you're now being too tough on Barack Obama. Stewart has clearly become an important cultural arbiter. All right? He's pulled off the trick of being taken seriously when he wants to be and taken frivolously when he wants to be. Now, the statement that you have become an important cultural arbiter.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in that one as well.
That is frightening, though. Do you understand the implications of you being important in any context?
Well, I think my family loves me. I mean, if that's what you're suggesting.
I'm just stunned that this has found its way into print.
Listen, Mr. Rowe, I'm just happy to be in the major leagues here. Thanks for calling me up to the show. Listen, I don't take any of that stuff seriously.
When you deliver your stuff, are you cognizant of the fact that your audience are primarily stone slackers who love Obama? And when you criticize Obama, all right, you may be turning on them.
We don't think about who is receiving it. We think about how it feels to us.
All right, so
we
if
have
it's
an
funny
internal
to you,
barometer.
you're going to do it.
That's right.
Okay.
Or if it feels like a valid piece of absurdity to put out there, we vet things internally. I can't, whatever you say, someone's not going to like.
Okay. All right, coming next, Stewart has been kind of tough on Fox News, and we will confront him with that. Continuing now with the personal story segment, my interview with Jon Stewart, which we conducted earlier today. As you may know, Stewart has been kind of tough on Fox News. The other night on the program criticized Fox News for bailing out of the president's back and forth with the GOP. After we used an hour of it, all right, and bailed out for about 12 minutes because we had other stuff to do. And you were offended, personally offended. So
I wasn't offended. I thought it was funny.
The president at times being a little bit combative.
We're going to cut away because this is against the narrative that we present.
But, Stewart.
Oh, my God.
On election night...
You got, like, Ali's reach. You see the arms on
Oh, you had no idea,
It's like dealing with Dikembe Mutombo, trying to argue with... You're giving me one of these.
But,
no, 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 no.
On Massachusetts vote night, when we covered Coakley's speech in the entirety.
Yes.
When we covered the winner's speech in the entirety, Brown.
Yes.
Okay? And the other CNN and MSE didn't cover Brown.
I should have.
You didn't say a word, did you?
You're absolutely right.
I rest my case.
Your case is rested.
Now, are you shocked that a Democratic poll operation shows that Fox News is the most trusted news operation in the country? 49% of Americans trust Fox News.
I'm not shocked at that. Are you shocked that an internet poll said I was the most trusted newscaster in America?
Yeah, but that was like Blinky did it. This was a big concern, okay? And somebody told me off the record that you were one of the 49% that believe Fox News is the most trusted news organization.
Here's what I believe. Fox News is the most passionate and sells the clearest narrative of any news organization, if that's how are you still referring to it in that manner?
Yeah, it's a news organization. Right. That's how the poll referred to it.
No, I'm sure
nobody had any problem. Only you.
Well,
only you.
I think Fox, in and of yourself, say you're not a news organization all day. Isn't it now your news? What was it? Your news from 9 to 11, and then your opinion, and then your news again from like 1 to 2:30.
It's kind of like a newspaper.
Except on the Jewish holidays, then you're not. And then on alternate parking days, you're news. But then Christmas, you're not.
Okay. And think about the news pages, and then you open another page, and there is the opinion page, clearly labeled opinion page.
Yeah.
You have no problem with that, right?
First of all, newspapers are a passive piece of paper that you go to and you know where the opinion thing is. Television doesn't function that way, and you know
You don't think people know the
factor
Factor is an opinion show? You don't think they know that?
It's certainly not clearly labeled. I've looked at your promos. You're part of the fair and balanced part. You're part of the most trusted name in news.
But you don't think people know
Let me
the
put it this way.
O'Reilly Factor isn't an opinion show? That's like saying somebody watches your show, they don't know it's a comedy show. Come on, Stewart, wise up, man. Everybody knows this. People watching in Pakistan, you know, they got a little direct TV, and they go, that O'Reilly's opinion show. They know. They know. They know you're a comic.
Why do
they know
use
I'm an
that
opinion
accent?
guy.
Let me ask you a question. You truly believe that Fox News is just a nonpartisan, fair and balanced, trustworthy...
Our hard news operation is. But of course, now you're casting aspersions.
Yes, I am.
Big word.
I believe I am.
All right, casting aspersions.
That's right.
People like Shepard Smith, all of our White House people.
Listen, here's the brilliance. Report
fairly.
Here's the brilliance of Fox News.